the eternity of Amida Buddha. One of the signal elements in Shinran's thought, which reflects his background in the Lotus Sutra and Tendai thought, is his conception of Amida as the eternal Buddha, designated as Kwonjitsujo. This term appears in Shinran's Wasan. In his hymns on the Pure Land, Shinran states, "Since Amida became a Buddha, 10 kalpas have passed, so the sutra says, but he seems to be a Buddha older than the innumerable Motat kalpas." Also, in number 88 we read, "Amida, the Buddha, existing from the eternal past, pitying the common fools in the world of the 5 defilements, appeared in the castle of Gaya, manifesting himself as Sakyamuni Buddha." The background of these hymns may be found in the passage from the Nirvana Sutra, which Shinran quotes in connection with the story of Ajatasattu. "Good sons, I therefore say for the sake of such bodhisattvas, the Tathagata is eternal and undergoes no change. My disciples who, on hearing these words, do not grasp my intent, will surely say, the Tathagata after all will ultimately never enter nirvana." Even more clearly, we can see the influence of the Lotus Sutra, which in Chapter 7 tells that the life of the Buddha, great universal wisdom excellence, lasted 540 billion Nayuta kalpas, and Chapter 16, which has generally been regarded as the paramount source for the principle of the eternity of the Buddha in Tendai interpretation. However, Shinran followed the image given in Chapter 7, which narrates the parable of the magic city. According to this illustration, the earth element of the universe is ground to make ink. A drop of ink no larger than a particle of dust and equaling a kalpa is deposited in each country of the Trichiliocosm until it is completely exhausted. The length of the Buddha Great Universal Wisdom Excellence is calculated at 540 billion Nayuta kalpas. Further, it has been measureless time since he went into nirvana. Though Chapter 7 suggests that the Buddha has passed into nirvana, despite his lengthy career, Chapter 16 indicates that the Buddha will never pass away. The Buddha declares, "As I said before, it is very long since I became a Buddha. The duration of my life is innumerable asamkaya kalpas. I am always here. I shall never pass away." In a verse, the Buddha states, "In order to save the perverted people, I will expediently show my nirvana to them. In reality, I shall never pass away. I always live here and expound the law." Shinran must have been aware of these images and the Tendai interpretation when he affirmed that even though the Pure Land Sutra indicates that it is 10 kalpas since Amida became Buddha, he was truly a Buddha of much greater age in the past and in the future. In this context, he used the term Jinden Kwango, referring to this imagery. As the eternal Buddha, he manifests himself as many Buddhas, as a compassionate means to guide complacent and ignorant beings to enlightenment. The name Amitabha means infinite light, and Amitayus means eternal or infinite life. However, the numbers employed to describe him do not compare to those from the Lotus Sutra. Shinran apparently felt the disjunction and reinterpreted the meaning of Amida. This reinterpretation was necessary to provide the absolute foundation for his understanding of the universal condition of sentient beings and the source of deliverance. The deeper the incapacity of beings to perfect themselves, the more elevated and absolute must be the ground of that deliverance. Absolute, unconditional deliverance requires absolute, universal foundation. Otherwise, there could be no assurance of final enlightenment for such debased beings. This insight, derived from his own experience, enabled him to see Amida as the total cosmic reality. As the true representation of Buddha nature in all beings, it becomes the force within them that arouses their aspiration for final fulfillment and enlightenment. Hence, Shinran declares, quote, "Nirvana has innumerable names. It is impossible to give them in detail. I will list only a few. Nirvana is called extinction of passions, the uncreated, peaceful happiness, eternal bliss, true reality, Dharmakaya, Dharma nature, suchness, oneness, and Buddha nature. Buddha nature is none other than Tathagata. This Tathagata pervades the countless worlds. It fills the hearts and minds of the ocean of all beings. Thus, plants, trees, and land all attain Buddhahood. Dharmakaya as suchness has neither color nor form. From this oneness was manifested form, called Dharmakaya as compassion. Taking this form, the Buddha proclaimed his name as Bhikshu Dharmakara and established the 48 great vows. This Tathagata has fulfilled the vows which are the cause of his Buddhahood, and is thus called Tathagata of the fulfilled body. This is none other than Amida Tathagata. Close quote.